Switching the discussion now to how you start your business and handle it as a young entrepreneur. Now, that's what I'll be discussing with Paul Waniala, who is the director for VFA Foods. Of course, they're dealing in pumpkins. Now, Paul, welcome to the show. And my first question is, how have you been able to handle this business as a young man?
Oh, sure. Thank you very much. First of all, I would begin by describing that VFA Foods is really oriented to local people. Okay. It's we're dealing in local pumpkins, developing pumpkins, and adding value to the pumpkin.
Tell me something. How exactly do you do this? Do you have financing from somewhere, or?
Oh, sure. It's been just like an entrepreneur definition is that entrepreneurs are really risk takers. It's been a risk-taking venture. And as an entrepreneur, I've decided to take a risk to take into this venture. I've never sourced any funding so far from any recognized, probably financier.
Now, you've hinted something about saving. How important is it for a starting business? What are some of the principles you must put in place as you start a business?
Well, I noticed with experience that it's very critical for a starting business to be able to manage costs, especially internal costs, to ensure that you minimize expenses, okay. To minimize a lot of expenses that are not necessary. You minimize lots of purchasing things. If you can improvise where necessary, you try to improvise, and that's what I've majored on most importantly.
Two things. What is your output currently, and can you sustain the production, the supply of the raw material?
We're getting our supply of materials from the local community, and in doing this, we want to have a chain that we are able to support the local community, and first of all, make the product that we can consume locally. Before we can convince the outside market, we should be able to consume the product locally. So that's one of the things that we do to ensure that we can gain confidence amongst the locals. Yes. So it gives us the confidence also to market outside.
Okay, talk to me about branding. How easy has that been for you?
Very, very interesting. We managed, that's one of our strengths actually, going to the stores and the supermarkets and the places that our products have gone to, and people have appreciated our branding, and I must appreciate that it's one of the marketing tools that has given us more confidence and has given our consumers more confidence.
So tell me then, as a young entrepreneur watching this show right now, what are some of the things they should watch out for if they want to successfully run their small businesses they start out there?
I think very critical, pretty much that a starting entrepreneur must major on things that people normally tend to ignore. First of all, beginning small is key. Learning to start small is very key. That we don't always start by running, but you can begin by crawling. I began by my own savings. I have not gone to source from any credit financing. The moment I know I need more machinery, I need lots of things, I need infrastructure, but I have ensured that I use small savings from my other small work that I do to start small. And once I do that, I also minimize the costs, like I said in the beginning, that cutting down the costs of production, yes. Cutting down the necessary expenses, and learning to improvise in your production processes ensures that you can be able to sustain your business even with the minimal resources. Okay, finally, maybe any challenges in the industry currently for you? Yeah, very much like any other business. Basically, we have challenges, and one of the things is that the young entrepreneur is coming up right now in Uganda have challenges starting from information. We need to have information about the product, about the market, and about our end user. We need to access this information. If I want to acquire a UN-based certificate, what are the procedures? What are the steps? Now, this information is not readily available. If I want to acquire a TIN number to standardize my business so I can remit taxes, I need to know these procedures. Most of the entrepreneurs don't have this information offhand. So it's a bit of a challenge, and I think government should do much more to sensitize and help the youth access this information. The other thing probably is about accessing credit financing for the businesses. It's really critical, and also the interests are very high for people who want to start up small businesses. You realize that they cannot be able to service the loans because, and then the other thing is about the security. Sometimes accessing these loans, they demand lots of securities that you may not be able to avail. So I think government should come up with some of the strategies to be able to help small entrepreneurs.
Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
All the best.
Thank you.